For example 3, we're going to talk about reflections. So what do you think happens to the sine and cosine function if our a value is less than 0? So basically we're looking at something like y equals negative sine of x or negative sine of cosine x. And it's the same thing that happens with all the other functions that you've studied over the years. If you have a negative in front, that indicates that you are reflecting over the x-axis. So for what do you think happens here, we can say it is reflected over the x-axis. And then let's take a look at the next question. It says, describe how the graphs of f of x equals cosine x and g of x equals negative 3 cosine x are related, and we want to find the amplitude of g of x. Now remember, the amplitude is always a positive number. Just because our a value is negative does not mean the amplitude is negative. The amplitude is that absolute value, so the amplitude is just equal to 3. Then if we describe how the graphs are different, there are actually two things that are happening. Because we have the negative sign in front, we can say that this graph is reflected over the x-axis, and because we have an amplitude of 3, that tells us that we are expanding it, so it's reflected over the x-axis and expanded vertically by a factor of 3. If you have questions, let me know.